Hi, welcome to this video where I'm going to be discussing The Promised Neverland and my thoughts on the manga and the ending. I'll do a quick TLDR, my thoughts on the ending and how the manga progressed. It ain't good. Where do I start? So let me start off by saying I do think this manga has one of the best first and second arcs I've seen in any manga, any anime. So I started reading The Promised Neverland in, I think it was 2017. I think when I started reading it, it was at the end of the jailbreak arc and just starting in the Promised Forest arc. One of the things I loved about the manga when I first started it was it had this Death Note vibe, in my opinion. Like, it was psychological warfare and like trying to second guess and trying to figure out what the opponent is thinking. And I thought that was really well done and I was excited to see where it went. After they escaped Gracefield, I feel like it became more of a survival manga, and that was fine. I could get on board with that. I did miss that psychological warfare aspect though, but you know, I was going along with the flow. I thought maybe it had come back to the psychological warfare as it went on. So I'll explain the end just a bit. Emma's made this deal with the demon to get all her family and everyone else to the human world. The demon's like, cool, but there's a price to pay. And Emma leads everyone to believe that there isn't a price, that it was just for free. Which I was so pissed off when I read that, because I was like, if this is how it ends. So they go to the human world. Norman and Ray and everyone wake up and they realise that Emma isn't there. Turns out the price that Emma had to pay to let everyone go to the human world was that she forgot everyone and she wasn't going to meet them ever again. When that was revealed to be the price, I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's cool. That's a good price. But that was just blown out the window too. So Norman and Ray, they were like, Emma's got to be here because that was the wish, you know, that everybody goes to the human world. So they're like, she's going to be here somewhere. So they spend the next 2 years looking for Emma. Meanwhile, Emma's living with this old dude in like some Arctic place, away from civilization where no one can find her. At the end of the last chapter, Emma and this old man are shopping in a village where they've commuted to. And all the kids just seem to figure out that, you know, Emma's going to be in some remote place where no one can contact her. And it took them, what, 2 years to figure that out? So they're now wandering a random village looking for Emma. And what do you know? Emma's there. And she can't remember any of them. So she's like, who are you? And they're like, oh my God, the price she paid. But then it ends where Emma's like, oh, I don't know who you are, but let's live together forever. And that's how it ends. This is literally just a rant video at this point. Oh my God. Okay, so I would say for me, I felt like the quality of the manga really started to go downhill, maybe around the Goldie Pond arc. As I say, it lost that psychological warfare aspect and was just about survival, which again is fine. You know, I like plenty of survival mangas. I mean, I've got Battle Royale literally just there. But anyway. Oh yeah, and Corpse Party as well. Anyway, Indefinite's there too. Right, anyway. I forgot what I was talking about. So yeah, around the Goldie Pond arc, sorry, the disappointment just comes back to me. What started to become apparent in the manga was that it was just so convenient. Characters you thought were dead were no longer dead. I mean, Phil, like, why was Phil not killed? Why would they not kill Phil? Why would they not kill Mum? Why would they make her grandma? It was just so convenient. Oh, and then when Luvis came back alive. How would a demon not know they had two hearts? It felt so rushed. Like, we had no time to just sit and think about stuff. There was none of that trying to figure out what to do. I remember this one bit where Emma, Ray, Dawn and Gilda infiltrated Demon Society basically as they were looking for the Seven Walls. And we literally had maybe 2 panels of these demon families going about their day, and suddenly Emma is just so passionate that these demons have normal lives like us. Like, they didn't give enough time for us to actually feel that or feel anything for these demon characters. The only ones we felt for were Songju and Musica. My favourite character in the whole series, I would have said, was Songju, because I was very hopeful about where his character was going. We didn't know much about him, and then when they left and he said something along the lines of, I mean, I've got the manga, why am I just... I'm like reading Songju's last bit, just reminiscing about how hopeful I was about where his character was going. And it was when he said, I can't wait for the day when I can eat as many humans as I want. And when he said that, I was just like, oh, this boy, he's gonna be like a really big thing in like later arc. What a lie that was. I thought it was gonna be like really big and like it'd be a whole conflict between him, Musica, and the kids. It's like I literally can't talk about this now without just feeling complete disappointment about all the expectations I had. I don't think I've been this disappointed in a manga series since Black Butler became about fan service. If anyone wants to see me rant about Black Butler, let me know because I'll happily do that. I stopped getting them after 22. And I need to sell some of these because I really hated the later arc. Anyway, this isn't a Black Butler rant video. Oh, another thing I really hated was when Emma just suddenly wants to save everyone and everything. And the kids just agree with her. They argue for like a speech bubble. And then they're like, yeah, you know what, I can see your points. No, you should be killing them. Like everyone just drops all their motivations and all their hatred and is just like, you know what, yeah, Emma's right. What's she done? So yeah, my thoughts on Promised Neverland. Great start, couldn't stick the landing. It was one of my favourites. As soon as that arc where they found the 7 walls, I was like, this isn't gonna go anywhere, they're just gonna end it. But again, regardless of the later arcs, I do really like the introduction and jailbreak arc. Like, a lot of people say, well, the Goldie Pond arc was good. And yeah, it was good, but was it worth it? So let me know your thoughts on the ending. I would be surprised if anyone actually liked it. I don't have any ill feelings towards Shirai. Like, I'm sure she has her reasons for why the manga had to be so rushed, and I'm not gonna hold it against her because, as I say, she obviously has the potential to tell a good story. It was just for some reason she had to rush this one. If she releases new work, I'll probably check it out, yeah. Peace. If you liked listening to me rant, let me know and I'll make more because I can complain for days, I'm British.